Turn pretzels into delicious cookies and peanut butter truffles.
Let's see what's cooking. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking. It's time for Yo-Yo Max 12.
Hello everyone, I bought this 1 pound bag of pretzels in October because I wanted to make some kind of Halloween themed treat with it, but I never did. So I said, let's find some dessert recipes to use these pretzels. First up are chocolate raspberry pretzel cookies, starting off with 1 cup of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, and 1.5 cups of finely ground pretzels, about 6 ounces. Stir that together and set that aside. In a large bowl, place 1 cup of butter, softened, 1/2 cup of sugar, and you're going to beat that together until they are light and fluffy. Then you will beat in 2 large eggs and just combine those until it's nice and smooth. Then we'll be ready to add in our dry ingredients, and you're just going to add that a little bit at a time, beating until it's all combined. Now this dough might be a little bit sticky and maybe hard to work with. So what I did is I just kind of brought it into a ball. You can see how sticky it is. And I put it in the refrigerator and I let it chill for a couple of hours. Here's the chilled dough. You can see it's a lot less sticky. I cut the dough ball in half and I rolled each half out between sheets of parchment paper to about 1/4 inch thick. Then you're going to cut out your cookie shapes. Once you cut them all out, leave it on the parchment. I put it back on a cookie sheet and then back in the freezer for about 15 minutes. And it's just so much easier to get those cookies off that parchment without them falling apart. Now, because these are sandwich cookies, you're going to need equal numbers of bottoms to tops. In the top part of the cookie, I cut out a little star shape in the center of each one. These cookies are non-spreading. They stay kind of just the way they are, so you can crowd them quite a bit on a cookie sheet. Bake them at 350 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes until they're light brown on the edges. Let them cool a little bit, and then you're going to spread some melted chocolate on each of the bottom cookies. About 2/3 of a cup of semisweet chocolate chips, and just spread it on with a butter knife or with a little spatula. Once that chocolate is hardened a little bit, then you're going to spread on some jam. I'm using a raspberry jam. I put it in a Ziploc bag with a little corner cut off and just spread a little bit of the jam on each one. You can use strawberry jam if you'd like, actually whatever kind of jam you want. And then top it with a little cookie top. Now these are similar to Linzer cookies. Linzer cookies also have the little shape like this and are popular at Christmas. And then I sprinkled with a little bit of powdered sugar. And there they are. These are delicious. They are super crumbly. They have a really interesting texture to them, unlike any other cookie I've ever tried. And they have a little bit of a sweet and salty because of the pretzels in there. And chocolate and raspberry is just a combination made in heaven. Give these a try. On to the next recipe, chocolate covered peanut butter and pretzel truffles. That is 1.5 cups of creamy peanut butter. Adding to that 1/3 of a cup of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of butter. And using an electric mixer, blend that together until it's nicely combined. Then you're going to stir in your pretzels. That's 3 cups of crushed pretzels. Stir that mixture in, and then you're going to put this in the refrigerator and let it chill so that it's a lot easier to work with. A couple hours will do. Once the mixture is chilled enough so that you can take portions and roll it between your hands, then you know that you're ready to go. If this is sticking a lot to your hands, you can wet your hands a little bit with water and it'll help keep them from sticking. I used a cookie scoop just so that each one was about the same size. And I put them on some waxed paper on a cookie sheet. And I popped mine back in the freezer for about 15 minutes just to make sure they were nicely chilled for the next step. And I'll show you how many it makes. This is how many this recipe made for me. Now on to the next step, which is the coating of the chocolate. I'm using a double boiler for this, and I'm doing something a little bit controversial here. I am using paraffin wax as an agent in the chocolate to make the chocolate nice and crisp and very shiny, and a chocolate that won't melt in your hands when you pick up those peanut butter balls to eat them. Now, there's a couple ways you can get this result. You don't have to use paraffin. You can temper your chocolate if you want to do that, or you can add 3 tablespoons of shortening. However, every single year for many, at least 30 years, I've been making peanut butter balls with a little bit of paraffin in it, and there's no issues here. And if you don't want to use the paraffin, then that's fine. You can use another method. There's no problem there. So I melted my paraffin, and then I added about 3 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips to that, and then I melted that over simmering water in a double boiler until it was melted. Paraffin is inert and non-toxic, and it is not absorbed by your body. And it's used in medications and other foods as well. Then all you have to do is dip your little truffle balls into the melted chocolate. I placed mine on a silicone mat to let them harden. And sometimes it's easier to use a spoon or 2 forks to get them off onto the silicone mat. Let them harden a little bit, and then I drizzle them with some melted peanut butter chips. Now you can see how shiny that chocolate is because of that. And to distinguish these from other kinds of peanut butter balls, I sprinkled them with a little bit of chopped pretzel. And they are good to go. These freeze quite nicely if you are making them for another time. These are delicious, lovely peanut butter flavor, kind of a sweet and salty combination with the pretzel. The only thing I would do the next time would be to crush those pretzels a little bit finer. As you can see, there's a little bit of space in between those pretzel pieces, and it made them a bit crumbly. So crush the pretzels a little bit more and you're good to go. Now on your screen right now is a video. It's an old one. It's chocolate peanut butter balls. This is the video that started my entire YouTube career. This is the video when I posted it, YouTube contacted me and said, hey, this video seems to be popular. Would you like to monetize? And hey, do you want to join our partner program while you're at it? And the rest is history. It's an old video, but it's a good recipe. I've been making it every year for at least 30 years, and my mom did it before me. Thank you so much for watching.